the thing about legacy is that it, in a way, gives you the advantage of being subconsciously part of an intergenerational audience. The other is the challenge to stay relevant and adapt to changing times. That's perhaps the predicament that the IOC and the Olympic extravaganza finds itself in the middle of. I'm Shereen Bhan. We're in Lausanne, the Olympic capital of the world. This is the IOC headquarters. This is where all the decisions get made. I'm here to speak with Thomas Bach, the president of the IOC, the man who is in charge of running this organization and has been for over a decade now. The question, though, is what is the role and the relevance of the Olympics today? How does the Olympic evolve as we look at the future? More importantly, what's the role and relevance of India in the Olympic story? Join me as we find out. We talk about the future of the Olympic Games and, the legacy that you carry forward. How challenging is it today for you to be able to envision a future for the Olympics, given the fact that we're dealing with geopolitical tensions, geopolitical conflict, we're dealing with a war quite literally in your backyard here? There's economic uncertainty, economic challenges as well. And that begs the question, how relevant are the Olympics today? How do you respond to that?
Now, we have to keep the Olympic Games relevant, and you can only keep such an organization relevant by emphasizing the values and by sticking to the values. If you're wavering with the values, then you're gone. And we have been talking right now about some of the core values. It's about peace, it's about understanding, it's about human excellence. And it's about solidarity among all the 206 national Olympic committees. And this we have to address, and this we have to inspire with the young generation. That's our mission. Political neutrality is one of the core tenets, along with transparency, trust, respect, that you just spoke of. But you also believe that while the Olympics and the IOC need to be politically neutral, you're not necessarily apolitical. What does that mean exactly? And in the context of the challenges that you're dealing with today, for instance, a decision on whether Russia or Belarus should be part of the next Games or not, how does that guide your decision? Now, you have to acknowledge the reality, and the reality is the world is run by politics, and this is the system, and that you need, in order to get your values across, to get your organization respected, you need a cooperation with politics. You cannot say, we have nothing to do with politics. We are living on an island or in a bubble, all alone. This was some of, I called it once, a lie of the past, of some sports officials who said the sport have nothing to do with politics and nothing to do with money. Both is wrong. We have to cooperate with politics, and we have to have a dialogue with politics. And in this dialogue, we have to ensure that the politics is respecting our autonomy, our neutrality, and in this way enabling us to make our contribution to make the world a better place through sport. Otherwise, if we are getting politicized, this contribution will be gone. Then there will be no worldwide solidarity anymore. Then there will be no rules which apply for everybody in sport on this planet anymore. And there in this dialogue,
Yeah.
You always have to convince these political leaders about this.
You know, speaking of persuasion and convincing, and I understand that you want to ensure the universality of the games as well as ensure that there is solidarity, which, as you just spoke, is one of the guiding principles. But are you then any closer to taking a decision on whether Russia and Belarus should be included, how they should be included, should they be included as neutral or not? I understand that a decision is likely to be taken in a few days from now.
No, then you would know more than me. I don't think that the final decision will be taken in a few days from now, but I think you have already a clear indication on the way how we see it with the recommendations we have been giving to the international federations, meaning no teams, no anthems, no colors, no whatever national identification with regard to Russia and Belarus. But on the other side, giving the opportunity to the athletes who do not support the war and who are not linked to the military or to other services there in Russia or Belarus to compete as strictly individual and neutral athletes, but not as representatives of their country. And this is a system where we see now working in world championships, in continental championships, in World Cups, and which in the meantime I think is accepted. Also, the Ukrainian side is not 100% happy about this, but they have accepted it, and because it's an opportunity for the Ukrainian athletes to qualify for the Olympic Games and to have what we all want, a strong Ukrainian team in Paris 2024. And there I can come back to the values, because there are again at the base of our decision. We have on the one hand the Russian government who wants us to ignore the war. We have on the other hand the Ukrainian government who said you have to totally isolate everybody with a Russian passport. Both is not possible with regard to our values. Both is not possible with regard to human rights. It's not possible with regard to the Olympic Charter. And this is how we arrived to this formula to protect the human rights of these individual athletes, but to punish the Russian state, the government, for breaching the Olympic truce and with this the Olympic Charter. And on the other hand, for Ukraine, they're opening up in all solidarity, all the opportunities where we are supporting many thousands, in fact, of Ukrainian athletes and their entourage to be able to continue to live their Olympic dream.